When Hamilton's bombshell swap from Mercedes to Ferrari was announced in February, the driver market exploded before the season even started. Along with the sport's most recognized driver joining its most famous team, the transfer created a 2025 vacancy at Mercedes and left Carlos Sainz, an elite driver, without a place. Initially, the 29-year-old was considered the most likely candidate to replace the position at Mercedes, but as time passed, the Silver Arrows appeared to be leaning toward the youth of Italian teenager Andrea Kimi Antonelli to drive alongside George Russell. Meanwhile, the idea of a 2025 Red Bull drive for Sainz faded when Perez was awarded a new deal, but it was never realistic considering the Spaniard's relationship with potential teammate Verstappen. That appeared to leave Sainz set to join the Sauber team that would become Audi in 2026, before Williams resurfaced as a contender, followed by Alpine, with the tale frequently taking new twists, the most recent of which is Mercedes appearing to be a viable alternative. Aside from a sprint race win at Silverstone, Antonelli's results in F2 have been generally disappointing, raising questions about whether he is ready for F1, let alone a drive with a top team. There is also the fact that Mercedes has suddenly re-emerged as a race-winning candidate, and on current form, they cannot be counted out of contesting for both the drivers' and constructors' titles next season, in the final year of the current regulations. Mercedes chief Toto Wolff may now prefer the strongest lineup possible rather than risk missing points as Antonelli adjusts to F1, and confirmed at Silverstone that Sainz is back in contention. "I don't want to make a decision quickly, but yes, he is," Wolff said. "If we have more time to decide, Carlos is definitely still a chance, but Carlos needs to make a decision on what he does with the other teams." Fortunately for Sainz, Toto Wolff recently stated that there is still a chance for Carlos Sainz to join Mercedes F1, but he would not rush his decision. This is one of the reasons Sainz has taken so long to make a decision. When Red Bull kept Sergio Perez, Wolff originally withdrew from talks with Sainz, claiming a desire to see how Mercedes rookie Andrea Kimi Antonelli performed in Formula 2. It has split experts and fans on whether Mercedes should sign Sainz and give Antonelli a year or two with Williams, like they did with George Russell, or risk putting the teenager behind the wheel. When asked about the issue, Wolff responded, "There is no one-size-fits-all answer to that. I think we have narrowed down the pool of drivers we want to work with in the future, and we want to make a decision in favour of what Mercedes can have in the next 5 to 6 years. And Kimi and George have been our junior drivers for a long time, and I would like to stay true to the programme." That said, with Carlos, you have a sure value, especially in a very tight championship next year. You have another driver who is going to be very competitive, who, if our car is good, could help us secure a fight for the Constructors' Championship. With Carlos, you have a safe bet. There are certainly many arguments in favour. That is why I also want to take my time with the decision and keep all options open as long as possible. And when I spoke to Carlos, I already told him, "I am not sure you can wait as long as I would like you to wait. I don't want to make a decision quickly." But yes, he is. If we have more time to decide, Carlos is definitely still a chance, but Carlos needs to make a decision on what he does with the other teams. Sainz will be without a drive next year because Ferrari was unable to pass up the opportunity to sign Lewis Hamilton, with the Spaniard having to give up his seat despite performing well, to the point where he was briefly the only non-Red Bull driver to win a Grand Prix in over a year, thanks to his victory in Singapore last season. However, with many teams having available cockpits next year, Sainz has disclosed that he has received offers from all over the grid, and he is taking his time deciding, to the point where other drivers have been unable to reveal their own plans for next year, while teams wait for Sainz to make a decision. Among his thoughts is finding a cockpit that will give him a strong 2025, while also giving him confidence in his competitiveness in 2026, when the regulations are renewed with new engine and aero requirements. This means weighing the possibility of taking a significant step backward next season in order to take on a project in 2026. But 13-time Grand Prix winner David Coulthard believes Sainz should simply take whatever seat offers him the best chance of strong results in 2025, rather than attempting to figure out all the possibilities. This comes amid rumours that Sainz has turned down one-year contract offers from Mercedes, a team that is performing well, due to the possibility of being usurped by Kimi Antonelli for 2026 if he commits to the Brackley-based squad for a single season when multiple-year deals have reportedly been extended to him by Audi and Williams. In modern Formula One, I would definitely, with his talent and his age and everything, I would go for performance. I would go for whatever car next year I believe is going to give me performance on track. Coulthard stated that rumours about some clubs' preparations for 2026 are essentially meaningless at this point, as it is simply difficult to determine who has a hold on the new regulations until the season begins in just over 18 months. I would not think about 2026 because nobody knows, he said. Whatever the rumours are, Mercedes has the best engine rumours, Red Bull has a problem, all of these things. I saw a quote from Christian Horner this weekend going, well, the guy that's leaving to go to Ferrari, Hamilton, must have seen something. So all of that is nobody truly knows until the car goes out on the track. Because if they truly knew, then at the highest level, all of those teams would be delivering the same car in terms of performance because they've all got the same regulations. Coulthard, who left McLaren at the end of 2004 and did not immediately sign a new contract until committing to the burgeoning Red Bull project, said he would have had no problem signing a one-year contract with a competitive team for 2005, even if there were no guarantees for the years after that. Yes, if I'd had a one-year opportunity in a team that was winning Grands Prix, or looking like they were on the cusp of that, 100%, because you go there and assert yourself, deliver, and they'll want to keep you. Now I know you could say, well, Carlos was doing a good job, he's winning Grands Prix and they didn't want to keep him. The problem he had was that a 7-time world champion wanted to go to Ferrari, and that was just too good a marketing story, first of all, because the only marketing that Ferrari does is motor racing. You'll never see a TV advert, you'll never see a magazine advertisement. They only advertise through motorsport, and already Ferrari got a boost, and their share price got a boost when Hamilton signed. So I think for Carlos, you've got to go for performance. Look at Valtteri Bottas. He was winning Grands Prix and not being embarrassed alongside Lewis. He went to Sauber and he's been anonymous since, not because he's forgotten how to drive, but the car just doesn't allow you to show yourself. The seat with the least ambiguity around it appears to be the second at Haas, alongside British teenager Oliver Bearman, whose signing was revealed prior of the British Grand Prix. The 19-year-old is anticipated to be joined by outgoing Alpine driver Esteban Ocon, whom Haas team principal Ayao Komatsu has recently praised. Williams chief James Vowles revealed at Silverstone that the struggling Sargent could be replaced before the end of the season. However, it would be weird to entrust his place to a driver whose fate has already been determined in 2025. So where do you think we'll see Carlos Sainz next year? Let us know what you think in the comments down below.